In 2022, the mountain wasn't just behind the president, it was the wind beneath his wings. But in May 2026, the wind has changed direction. From the cold peaks of Nyandarua to the busy markets of Nyeri, the ground is shifting. They call it the slipping mountain. Why is the president's grip failing? And why does the region feel like it's being bought instead of led?
Mundu wothe MCA wa Nairobi kuma na Jaramogi urashera na Kasongo na Sakaja mukihura nyumba eno yitu kunyarira nyumba yitu kumeyagithia thayo kumeyagithia kiene
kuunda hii serikali. Na nataka munisikie vizuri watu wana Romoru, ndio? Na mimi si mlevi, mimi si kunywangi pombe, na mimi si mtu ya kuchanganyikiwa. I know what I'm doing.
Barely a day after signing a charter with the Kenya Kwanza Women League on commitment to women's issues, UDA presidential candidate William Ruto led the Kenya Kwanza on a campaign trail to popularize his bottom-up economic model, touring Mount Kenya region. With reports indicating that the DP has vowed to campaign in the Mount Kenya at least every week until the much-awaited polls, Kenya Kwanza alliance toured Nyandarua and Laikipia counties, making several stopovers.
Wera ni wera. Tunasema kazi ni kazi. Hata kama biashara yako ni kidogo wewe mtu wa
5 minutes later.
President William Ruto has taken his political charm offensive to the vote-rich Mount Kenya region, a bloc that overwhelmingly backed him in the 2022 general election, but where political cracks have been increasingly emerging. At the Sagana State Lodge in Nyeri County, the president met thousands of newly elected UDA grassroots leaders, presenting what he termed as a report card of his performance so far. But with his former ally Rigathi Gachagua's home just a stone's throw away, the meeting was widely seen as a battle for political survival in a region crucial to the president's 2027 ambitions.
It started with whispers, but now it's a roar. UDA leaders, once the darlings of the region, are now facing the unthinkable. The boo. Whether it's at church fundraisers or school openings, the hustler tag is wearing thin. The people aren't just angry about the economy, they feel a sense of betrayal. The broad-based government that brought in Nyanza leaders is seen by many in Central as a move to dilute the mountain's power.
Na mimi sio mtu ambaye nimeharibu nafasi yenu. Mimi sijaharibu kura zenu. Mimi sijaharibu nafasi mmenipatia. Yale mambo yote nimesema hapa mnaweza kudhibitisha.
Nasema ya kwamba Rigathi atakapoondolewa katika chama cha UDA atapata nguvu zaidi. Na itabidi pia ifike mahali kwamba rais amhitaji. Na huo nabii umetimia kwa sababu tumeona ya kwamba nao Rigathi yule the same Rigathi aliyekataliwa na rais ambaye alipigiwa upato wa kutolewa kwenye serikali, kwa saa hizi yeye ndiye msemaji katika kabila la Wakikuyu. Na tunapoangalia katika maandiko, neno la Mungu linazungumza katika kitabu cha Zaburi 118 mstari wa 22, nasema kwamba jiwe walilolikataa waashi ndilo limekuwa jiwe la pembeni. Unajua, jambo la kwanza walipomkataa rais, alipowashawishi watu wamkatae Rigathi, aliona kwamba labda anamaliza Rigathi ama aliona kwamba ndio mwisho wa Rigathi, bila kusahau kwamba mahali alipomtupa hakuanguka jangwani, lakini alianguka katika mikono ya Wakikuyu. Na alipoanguka katika mikono ya Wakikuyu waliona kwamba huyu ni mtoto wao na hawezi muachilia, na wakamshika mkono na wametembea pamoja na yeye na wamelia pamoja na yeye, na kwa sasa hawezi toa Rigathi kwenye roho za Wakikuyu. Kwa sababu jambo la kwanza, uhusiano wa Rais Ruto na Wakikuyu ulikuwa kupitia kwa mtu anaitwa Rigathi. Na wakati yeye uhusiano wake walimaliza na Rigathi, hivyo ndivyo walimaliza uhusiano wake na kabila la Wakikuyu.
Then there's the relaunch game. In April 2026, we saw a flurry of activity, State House hosting Nyeri and Murang'a leaders to accelerate projects. But the ground is asking, didn't we launch this in 2023? Wasn't this an Uhuru-era project? We are seeing ghost projects, roads that only exist on billboards and water pans that remain dry. When the mountain asks for the promised Hustler Fund benefits or coffee reforms, they get another ribbon-cutting ceremony for a project that was already commissioned 2 years ago.
Just a stage where now you look at political reality, the way things are going, and you have to make a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, you said you spoke to the president in private, right? Earlier in the week. Did you tell him that you were not going to seek your seat on a UDA ticket? Did you tell him privately?
I did not speak to him earlier in the week, no, privately. I think I was alluding to a meeting that I held late last year about the region of politics, and I shared my mind on how I think probably we can push them ahead. We did not agree on the tactics, so I just kept quiet.
Yeah.
And now, since that time, I think we are now headed to 1 year. I've seen how the politics is going on.
Yeah.
And I think I'm now convinced it will not end well for UDA party, at least in my region.
You said you've been...
But the most telling sign of a slipping mountain is the price tag. Reports are surfacing of heavy mobilization payments. When the president visits, the crowds aren't always spontaneous anymore. They are organised, bussed, and paid. If you have to pay the mountain to listen to you, do you really own the mountain? The January 17th meeting with 17,000 UDA officials at Sagana was meant to show strength, but critics say it only showed how much it costs to keep the lights on in UDA Central.
Momentary delay. DCP leader Rigathi Gachagua's entourage was slowed at the entrance.
And then there is the elephant in the room, Rigathi Gachagua. Even after impeachment, his voice still echoes. When he speaks for 28 minutes at an event he wasn't invited to and the crowd cheers, it's a signal. The mountain is protecting its son, not because of his politics, but as a protest against the system. The rematch between the past and the present is officially on.
Asante sana. Thank you. Thank you. Tutulie. Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, kanisa letu, Mama Jacqueline and your children, watu wote ambao wamefika hapa kusherehekea maisha ya rafiki yangu Mheshimiwa Kiaraho. Andu a nyumba itu muriega. Andu a nyumba itu. Andu a nyumba itu. Andu a nyumba itu. Muri o kwa nyumba. Muri o kwa nyumba. No mweyomereirie. Ona ciathira kara. Ona twahatererio. Ona twanyarirwo. Mukeyumia. Ona ni ndiometie wakaheti wa kairetu. Thayo nyumba itu. Thayo nyumba itu. Thayo nyumba itu. Thayo nyumba. Thayo nyumba.
Ruto is fighting back with a 3 billion Kenya shilling push for new projects, but you can't pave over a feeling of betrayal with tarmac. The mountain is slipping, and as we head toward 2027, the question is, will it land in the arms of a new kingpin, or will it crumble the very foundation of the Kenya Kwanza house?
As Mau Mau, we have now allocated about 2 billion shillings kwa mambo ya barabara za Mau Mau. Tulipoanzisha hiyo barabara,
By 2022 ilikuwa almost 20%, saa hizi imefika 60%. Nia yetu ni kuhakikisha kwamba mwaka ujao hizo barabara zote tuzimalize.